welcome back to the Now Morning Show, where we are talking tales and folklore, and we specifically will be talking tales, folklore and theatre. Joining me via Zoom from Tobago is Antineil Blackman, the theatre arts teacher and practitioner. That'll give us some insight on how we do things in the world of theatre. Antineil, good morning.
Pleasant, good morning, everyone. Some insight in terms of the world of theatre, in terms of how we do things. Now, first of all, remember theatre arts needs a playwright, which encourages persons to write stories from here. Theatre involve actors, where it is we give actors or persons who are interested in the field of acting to get the platform to express their feelings and also perform the stories of persons, because theatre reflects real life. And also theatre is a space where persons come to learn, to be informed, to heal, to create change.
It's a very powerful tool. Hit us with the definition one time. It is right.
Yeah, it's an important tool and it's needed.
It absolutely anchors the conversation, because all morning we've been hearing of why it's important to continue to share these stories, how generations are connected through these stories. But particularly with theatre, there is an added element of interpretation, of expression, and a grandeur that we can actually pinpoint or specify when it comes to theatre in Tobago. So granted that you're based there, do we have any sort of colloquial theatrics that we add to folklore from the Tobago perspective that we might have missed this morning or not mentioned this morning? Any characters you want to introduce us to?
Yes, there are a few characters. There's a lot of similarities that you do in Sukunya, but when it comes to Tobago, there are folklore characters of its own. Like, for instance, we have the Silk Cotton Tree, Gang Sarah, Fairy Maid, and the Mermaids, which speaks to the whole historical experience of the Tobago space and their ancestors.
Right. Now, in terms of creating these stories, I think the big link between theatre and film needs to be addressed as well, because it also has immortalized a lot of those same characters and others as well, yes?
Yes. Well, when it comes to folklore stories and theatre, every year during the Heritage Festival, specifically in the space of Lescoto, there is continuation in terms of the folklore stories and myths and superstition and new stories being created. So the work is being done in terms of having theatrical performance within persons within the community, telling different stories from different angles, but also keeping true to what the essence and the meanings of what these characters means to us. When it comes to the area of film, I think it gives us the opportunity to use graphics and all these special effects and so forth to create the characters from a more futuristic point of view, which could make the stories more marketable, that persons not only within our space will be happy to see ourselves and be able to identify with ourselves, because I think it's very important for us to see ourselves on film, because it does a lot of stuff. It does a lot for us in terms of representation and feeling connected to the space that we are living in. But myths is something that is that.
I didn't mean to cut you, but as you say representation, I mean, we have met each other in different spheres, particularly for those who cannot tell from your stature. Now, you are a very tall and elegant model, or former model anyways, so that I want to get your insights on which folklore character you think you're most akin to.
I like the Larger Bless.
You like the Larger Bless?
Yeah,
so tell me what in the Larger Bless is similar to
I want to perform the Larger Bless. I like that she is I like the way that she moves. Let's start with that. Let's just being honest. I love the way that she walks. I like her sensuality. I also like the fact that, as a woman, you're getting the opportunity through performance to master your sense of femininity and draw your attention from men and so forth. So that's for me, I would like to perform that character most.
I'm not surprised, but where can we possibly find you next then? Or maybe we might get to see that performance, Antineil. What's next for you?
Performance? I will faster for me. I will faster teach someone how to perform. I love being behind the scenes. I like writing. I like assistant actors. I like fusing music with performance. That is my passion. I don't really have passion for stage as before as I become older because I see the importance in terms of what I need to do for young people in terms of passing on this information to them and letting them see value in their stories. So
Bravo to
stage
you then. You're doing a
already.
great job at that. And I'm really glad that you
Thank
joined
you.
us this morning, not just because we get an idea of who you might be, but because we get the connection to Tobago as we are getting ready for your carnival and going to see much more of you. Now, beyond the
Yes.
actual folklore, even the theater realm, how do we get in contact with you as a practitioner? Classes, schools, where can we find you, Antineil?
Well, I teach at Signal Hill Secondary School, and I must mention my school, you know. That is one space that you can get in contact with me at. You can try my Instagram, Antineil B. You can look at me on Instagram. You can look for my name on Facebook. That is through social media. And you can contact me via phone, which is also accessible as well to find if you use Google and so forth. Am I allowed to say the number or do you
Feel
prefer me?
free. Just prepare to get your phone ringing.
Uh, okay, so if it is you want to get in contact with me for theatre practitioner reasons, you can contact me at 391-6496.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, guys. That was
No
Antineil
problem
Blackman,
at all.
theater arts
Yes.
teacher and practitioner, giving us a little insight as to how we connect the theater to our history. And